episode will be long.
Hi everybody, it's Cindy here with Stampin' Chick Creations. Say hello as you hop on. I'm just gonna close my cupboard because it's... Alright, so hello. It is Monday, December 16th. Crazy, it's already December 16th, but it is. We are running out of time here before the holidays. So, if you are new to my channel, hello and welcome. If you are returning, thank you for coming back week after week. I am really excited about today's project because it's an old one that I haven't done in a very long time. And I was going through some samples and some of my technique books and some of my card layout books. And I thought, oh, that's a really great one. We should do that. So some of you have probably done this technique or this fold before. Some of you probably have not. I just realized I need my tear and tape close by. So I'm excited to bring this. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Maddie. I'm excited to bring this one to you. So my paper pumpkin arrived just as I was walking up the door. We saw it sitting there and in a box, an order. So I will have to look to see what that is when I'm done the video. I'm a little bit behind on my paper pumpkins, I'm not going to lie, but I'm hoping that I can get caught up on those. So as the week goes on, you are going to see posts happening of the upcoming classes in January. So each day I'm going to post a different class that I have coming up in January. Not intended to overwhelm you. I just thought it was easier to break those out in chunks for you so that you can see them. So registrations will be attached to each of the posts. So please be sure to use the registration form so that I can keep track. Some classes are only going to be available in person, and some of them will be available online as well. However, online I will need a minimum of 3 people to run the class. Okay. They are the same classes of what was sent out in the newsletter. So if you received my newsletter and opened my newsletter, because I know everybody receives it, but not so many of them opened the newsletter and click through it, then it's the same information. Okay. All right. So I see we have some people hopping on. So do you want to see the card first to show you? It's kind of an interactive card. And I'm going to do 4 tonight. I'm hoping to get through 4 really, really quick. I've kind of pre-cut a few things to keep everything kind of moving along pretty quick. So hopefully that goes well. I really don't know what I'm doing as far as decorating it and that kind of thing. So yeah. Okay. So do you want to see the card first before I do it? I know it's a bit of a delay. I'll cue it up. So I am going to give you the measurements for this as well, because this is one of the ones that you are definitely going to want to keep as a template, but it's an interactive card. So you want to make sure that you have the measurements and that you do a template for this one. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I always suggest that you take your not so beautiful paper. So maybe your paper you've picked up at different retail locations, that's not your amazing Stampin' Up! Paper, and you make templates, which means you use that to create the template, and you can write with marker on it all the measurements, so then you can go ahead and recreate those again quickly later on. Okay, so you guys want to see the card. All right, are you ready? Oh, hang on. Maybe I should. I just realized I didn't even have my camera set up properly. Okay, so are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Now this one, okay, I'm going to tell you, this one is a very, very draft, okay? Just trying to see if it would work. So here it is, and here we go. Okay, so my light's a little bit funky tonight for some reason. Okay, so this is a waterfall card. I have not done a waterfall card in many moons. Super fun. And then you can still open it up for a regular card. Okay, so my question is, how many of you have actually made a waterfall card before? I like this one because I think it's super fun. And then you can actually just change this out. So this is one of those cards that you can do for a variety of occasions. In the past, when I have done this, I would have put brads right here when we used to carry brads. We don't carry brads anymore, or maybe we do. I don't think we do, but again, this is the new butterfly paper or stamp that's coming out in the Occasions Mini, and this is the new butterfly paper that coordinates. So it was a very, very high level draft of a card. So the thing is, you really want to make sure that this is adhered on well. So Bev said challenging. I've made a few, but tough. Okay, I'm going to show you. It's really not as tough as you think. I promise. Yeah, so if you've been around for a while, you've probably done these. This is honestly one I haven't done in years. So this is new yellow ribbon that is also coming in the Occasions book. So, okay, let's get started because we have 4 of them to do. So I thought it would be super, super fun to do 2 Christmas ones and then 2 using new product. Okay. Okay. I'm going to show you how easy this is. So measurements, I'm going to give you the measurements as I go. However, I will also post them for you, hopefully a little bit later. Okay. I need to grab a couple supplies here. Okay. So your card base. Now, of course, mine opens like a regular card as well, but you don't actually have to let it do that. Okay. Or make it do that. You could just do the card front, and then you could actually put your paper on the back and you could write your message. Or you could put your one image there, and then you could put messages. So as they flip, right, you could say, wishing you a very merry, and then this could say birthday, right? So as they're flipping through, they're seeing the message. Okay, so you have your standard card base. Okay, standard card base. So I'm using Real Red here. Then this piece here, let's do this in an order here. So this piece here is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And I'm just going to glue this onto here, just like a regular old fashioned card, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So far, so good. We have nothing different than a regular card. So we've got our standard card base, and we've got a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of designer series paper. You can use whatever you want for this piece. If you want it to be an embossed piece, it can be. Hello, Sheila. It can be if you want it to be. Okay. So now what you want to do is, I'm going to close up my glue for a second. What you want to, oh, I got glue right there. Hang on. This piece here is 3/4, so 3/4 wide, and it's by 4 inches. Okay, so now again, if you had brads, you would probably want to use that here. So this is going to be the fastener part here, which I know on my original card it's hard to see because it's all yellows, but there's a strip that goes across here to hold everything in. So the really important thing is, I just want to make sure I'm not going to adhere that down yet because I want to talk about this piece here for a second. Okay. So this piece here, which is our mechanism, I'm going to call it our mechanism. So that's this piece here. This piece is 2 inches by 9 inches. Okay. And then what I've done is I have scored it at 2 inches, 2 3/4, 3 1/2, and 4 1/4. Okay, so there's actually, I know it's hard to see, there are 4 score lines here. And then I actually just took a hole punch and put that there just to kind of make things go a little bit quicker. You want to let your recipient know that there's a spot to pull. Okay, so the important thing here is that you want to make sure that this actually lines up at least flush with your designer series paper. Okay, so if you fold this down, right, that looks about well. So then I'm going to place this piece here about there. Okay, but actually what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this on top. So So I think what I'm going to actually do, I think I'm going to do this a little bit different than what I did the other day. The other day, I actually positioned this, and then I put this here and here, like that. Okay, but I think I'm actually just going to move this whole thing down a little bit because I want to make sure it's kind of in the middle. Now, the thing is here is you notice that the part with the hole is underneath my strip. This piece here is going on top. So this piece here is going to actually adhere to this piece. Okay, so I'm going to take some tear and tape. Okay, and I'm going to actually place my tear and tape here. I'm going to use I'm going to use more tear and tape than I normally would do. And of course, if you're doing this with brads, it would work out much nicer for you because it's securing it differently. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over, but I just want to make sure my positioning here is good. So once we get the positioning okay, then we are good. Okay, so I'm okay with that. So I'm going to actually, I'm just going to put a block there just to hold that. And I'm going to put that about there. I'm going to take off my tear and tape. And I'm going to place this about there. Okay? Okay. Is anybody lost or confused yet? It's really about positioning this piece here to make sure that this actually will fit nicely. Okay, because you don't want this too far down, because if it's too far down, it's going to stick out of your card, and your card won't fit in your envelope. And if you put it up too high, then it won't fit either. Okay, so I'm happy with the strip. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to put some tear and tape here, and I'm going to put it on this side. And I'm going to place this in the center, like that. And I'm going to just tuck that underneath. Okay? So that's what I have so far. So now if I go to pull this, it should pull nicely. Okay? Now, so I have 4 pieces here. Okay. Is this how everybody else has seen theirs done? Because I know there's always different ways to do it. This actually seemed a lot easier to me this time around than when I've done it in the past, to be quite honest. So I don't know why. I think the first couple times you do it, you overcomplicate things. And I was like, okay, this makes more sense. So I now have 4 pieces in front of me. Okay. These ones here are 2 inches by 2 inches. Okay. And these are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So what I have done is I've actually gone ahead and I've cut out a few of these pieces from the paper, which I'm going to position onto my whites, and then my whites are going to go on here. I'm going to leave this one because I want to actually stamp on that one. Okay. So I'm going to take my dimensionals. I'm going to place. Now, keeping in mind, friends, that if you're going to mail this, you want to be very cautious as to where you're putting your dimensionals, that kind of thing, because of the cost of postage, which apparently is going up quite significantly is from what I'm hearing. Okay, are you guys still with me? I haven't lost anybody, have I? I have to tell you, this reindeer right here is like, oh my gosh, so stinking cute. Okay, so now I need a Christmas stamp. I don't want to use greetings of the holidays, so let's go ahead and see. I'm going to pull in friends and family are the true gift of Christmas. Okay. And I'm going to try to do this one in Old Olive, just because I feel like we have a lot of real red going on right now. Watching carefully. Okay, we're going to do this a couple times, Kathy. So hopefully as I continue going through, it will start to make more sense to you as you see another one and another one. Because usually the first one's kind of like, what? And then as you get going and you see more, you're like, okay, I get it now. And you, of course, will find your own easier and more straightforward way of doing things than what I'm presenting as well, right? Because that happens. I know it happens to me all the time, where I'll watch a video and I'm like, well, why wouldn't you just do this, this, and this? Because that just makes more sense. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put these 1 3/4 inches onto my 2x2s. And the reason I love this style is because you can just like mix it up. And then you've got like completely different looking cards. And I find that the interaction part is always like a winner, right? Like people are like, oh my gosh, look, my card moves. So it's always a super fun one. And I find sometimes this is what happens. I start off looking for something in one of my technique books or my card books or whatever, and then I get sidetracked and I'm like, oh, I haven't made one of those in a while. And then I'm like, yeah, I get so distracted so easily. Okay, now here is the fun part. Actually, let me back up the bus here for a second, because I'm going to put that out of the way for a second. I'm going to take this, I know it's cherry cobbler and I know this is red, so don't freak out, but I'm going to take this red ribbon and I'm going to actually pull this through, and I'm going to tie this through here now, just to make it a little bit easier. And so that way I don't also forget to do this part. Okay? Okay. So let me go. Boom. Boom. Okay. Now, so that's just any ribbon. Okay? Now, we're going to kind of build this backwards, essentially, is what we're going to do. So this piece right here is actually going to be this piece. Okay, so this piece is this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this flat down as if I would any other card. Okay. And I'm going to do this with Tombow. But you can do it, this piece you can do with Tombow. I'm trying not to stick my head into the camera, so. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is, so I've pulled that because what I want to do is put my next piece down on top. So what I'm going to do here, because we have a tendency, friends, of always gluing everything, right? And we don't want to glue everything. We are going to put our tear and tape on this piece, not on this piece, because we're programmed to glue the entire back. And as much as we think we will do that, we always do it. Okay? So now I only want the top part of this. So again, I'm going to try to stick my head not in the camera to do this. Okay, so there's my second piece, and I'm going to push this forward. And then I'm going to do my third one, and again, I'm going to do my tear and tape. I should have put that up a little bit higher. Anyway. It's really hard when you're trying to do this and not put your head in the camera. Okay, so then again, this one's going to go on top. And then I'm going to put my last one up here. And here. Now, I don't love this cutout paper. I find sometimes cutout images like this look a little bit sloppy, but I like this paper and I have not used it a lot, so I thought, why not? Okay, are we ready? So here's my card. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, now, if my reindeer, I may have to stick him down a little bit more. So just be cautious if you're going to use cutout pieces like this, you need to make sure that it's, just be aware of that, because as it's interacting, see my little antlers are getting a little bit, okay? Do you see that? So what do you think of that? Is it hard? Do you think it's hard? Those of you that have done it before, did you think that was a little bit easier? I'm curious, because I'm not going to lie, when I used to do this card, I used to think it was very, very, very complicated and very cumbersome, and I used to get so flustered by it. And then now, I don't know why, now I'm like, it just kind of clicked with me. So, I don't know if that comes with my old age or if that comes from experience. Okay, now, let's do another one. Then we're going to do 2 with new product. You knew I was going to do this paper, right? Okay. So I'm using soft seafoam. I'm using the Everyday Elegance paper or greenery paper. So this is just going to go as per normal. So nothing's different here. We are still good. Okay. Now this piece I'm going to fold in half because that's just the easiest way. You know what I might do? I might need a bigger hole. You know what? I'm going to use cord for this. So I have some gold cord sitting here. Actually, I wonder if I could use this. This might bend a little bit better. I like to put my ribbon in like sooner than later. You can just put the ribbon in at the end, but I just like to do it because then I can use it actually to help me pull. So this ribbon that I'm using here is actually from the Occasions Mini. It's the Wild Wheat. I think it was the one that went with the fall themed paper, maybe. Okay, there. I don't know. I think it is an easy way to do it, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Okay, so there's that. Where's my little strip? Here's my strip. Okay. So really you just kind of want to make sure that's nice and centered. Like centered top and bottom, side to side. Decide where you want this to live, which I'm thinking about there should work. Right? And then I'm going to put my tear and tape down. So you definitely probably want tear and tape for this. See, Kathy, I see your comment about way simpler than you thought. I know. And this is the thing. Sometimes these cards look extremely complicated and they're actually not, right? It's just a matter of kind of getting your head around it and kind of like, so when I originally was taught this card, 100 years ago, I was taught to build it top to bottom. And to me, that was really, really confusing. So when I saw this building it from the bottom up, I was like, oh, that makes way more sense to me than top down. So it's sometimes just those little things that you pick up on that you're like, okay, why have I never done it like that before? Right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to place that about, I don't know if my paper's not cut straight or what's happening here. This side actually looks a little bit thicker than that side. Okay, so now, pull that through. I guess I should have put my ribbon on after, but anyway, doesn't matter. I can put my tear and tape here if I wanted. I'll leave it up to you, but I'm going to actually put my tear and tape on here. And again, this is not a card that you want to chintz out on your adhesive with, because it's an interactive card. So you don't want to give somebody this card and then have it fall apart on them. So you want to make sure that you're using good adhesive. So tear and tape is definitely a strong suggestion for this one. I feel like this is a little bit weird looking. I feel like this is cut just, it's throwing me for a loop actually, to be quite honest. I'm going to tuck that through. There we go. Okay. So for this one, I was thinking, so here's my soft sea foam pieces. And then I'm doing these ones in very vanilla. And I think this is actually thick very vanilla, to be quite honest. But anyway, so I'm going to use Old Olive. So I want to do my sentiment here. And I'm just going to do a straight season's greetings. I'm going to keep this one super simple, just because I don't want to get into a lot of figuring, because we're doing 4 cards tonight, so I just want to keep them. Okay, so I'm going to do one with season's greetings. And so remember, I still have the whole inside of my card to write my message. Okay. I need to find my Stampin' Scrubs. We have lost those along the way. So I'm going to use that for one. Yeah, the right side does look higher, doesn't it? It's not my eyes, right? I think it's like cut like slightly on hi Valinda, honey. I think it's cut slightly like on a diagonal by accident. Like I think my paper moved. Because it does, doesn't it? It's like, I know, and I'm not going to try to move it now because I will mess this up. But it's actually, I was gluing it down. I'm like, that looks really weird. Okay, so I'm going to do something here. I'm going to use these. And again, I'm keeping this one super, super simple on purpose because I don't want to get into a lot of different colors, etc., etc. So this is my base. So I'm using Old Olive, and I'm just going to stamp off. And I'm going to stamp this one like this, right? And then I'm going to come in with the heavier line, and I'm going to go full on. And again, trying not to get my head in camera, which is always fun. Okay. I love the look of two-step stamping. Love, love, love it. Right? What are the scores of the mechanism again? Perfect. Okay, awesome. I love that you guys are helping each other. That's super helpful. Because you know me, I get so distracted, and then I'm like, squirrel. And then I'm like, what are we doing? So thank you for that. I appreciate that very, very much. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here. Same thing here. Let me get that plastic off there, actually. Again, using old olive. And I'm just going to use a scrap piece of paper to stamp off. And then I'm going to come in. And I'm going to do like that. Clean that one off super quick. And if I can get my fingers working, we'll get that off. We'll put this one on. So now you know the question was coming. Do you think you will try this one? I did see a few of the last week's card come through, but not too many. I know we're all getting busy with the holidays. I appreciate that. Okay, now this last one, I want to do bells. Okay, where's my tweet? I have no sound, only captions. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Chris, I don't know why you don't have any sound. Does anybody else have that problem? I'm curious. Because you know with technology sometimes it's just like... I have some free time tomorrow. I love it. Okay, well, Sandra, I'm going to wait and see what you do. Sheila, I know you will like do this one and you will rock it. Because you will... And don't be frustrated if the first time you do it, you're like, what the heck? I can't figure this out. Because honestly, the first couple times I did it too, I didn't... I messed it up. So just be kind to yourself. Okay, there's my bells. Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. But you know the great thing about this one, Kathy, is that you can actually do this for, like, birthdays, like kids' birthdays. Oh, my gosh. I used to do this for my my kids' friends' birthdays, and they always thought it was so cool because they had, like, a moving card, right? So keep that in mind. If you have any grandkids' birthdays coming up or any of those things. Okay, so I'm using Tombow. And I'm going like that. And then I'm going... So it does take a few minutes just to get all your pieces, but I'm going to tell you the measurements are super easy. Not overwhelming at all. Not a lot of 8ths and 16ths and all that stuff. Because sometimes that's the problem, right? You get a card and you're like, oh, look at all those 8ths and 16ths. So if anybody ever did the book card with me. Oh, that would be cute. Sandra says she did one. Her sister did one in blues with the snowman. Yes, that would be super cute. There we go. Whoop, I think I just glued that on crooked. Okay, so we have our template. Oh, I can actually use this still. So obviously my Season's Greetings is going to be the piece that I get glued down on the bottom, right? So we're good that way. I'm going to go ahead and put that down. Right? So that's good. Move it over just a hair. Okay. Now I'm going to use my tear and tape. I'm going to put this one here. Put that one down. So I'm just lining the top up with the top of this square with the top of the score line. I'm telling you, words. So difficult. Okay, and there's my bells. And so Sheila, you definitely want to do this as a template, 110%. It saves you a lot. Yeah, you know what? This is on a up a little bit higher, guys. I'm going to tell you because I can see my my paper's got a little bit of a slant to it. I'll just give it to somebody who isn't like, you could actually emboss this piece too, eh? If you wanted to. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Right? Fun? Okay, so that's number 2. So this does make it a little bit bulkier too, right? So just keep that in mind as you are creating and mailing these, that you want to make sure you know that, right? Okay, so that's number 2 done. Now, I'm going to take 30 seconds and I'm going to put my stamps away because, sadly, I know myself. And I know that if I don't, I will be misplacing stamps. And then I will be angry because I can't find where I put them. Okay. Now, I promised you some new product. One of these, it's new product, but I don't even know if anybody has noticed it because it's an online exclusive. So we're going to shift from Christmas or holidays. We're going to shift over to Valentine's Day. Well, it doesn't even have to be Valentine's Day, but I'm going to do it kind of Valentine's Day-ish. Okay. I'm going to use one of my favorite colors. This is Melon Mambo. Okay. It's a pink. It's beautiful. I love it. So Melon Mambo. And I am using the new marbled paper. I did showcase this when I first got it in. If you were here at my soiree, I believe it was, I had this on display because it had just arrived. And this pack has reds and marbles and gold, but this one also has pink. So I have decided to take the pink piece and use it. But for this card, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. And because when I did this, I felt like it was too pink on pink. So actually what I decided to do for this one was just kind of bring in a piece of white. Just to break that up a little bit. I just think it just needs that little bit, right? If I were my glue, where would I be? Okay, so what do you think of those cards so far? Do you like those interactive type cards? I like giving those types of interactive cards. I always get a wow from people. Especially if it's like a big occasion. So like if it's somebody's big birthday, like a big milestone of a birthday, or like kids' birthdays, like I said. We're just looking for something a little bit different than just standard regular card. Okay. So there's that. Now, let me see. So this piece here, so again, it's just easier just to fold this first, position it where you want it, or where you think you want it. Put something on it so it doesn't move. And then put your, you know, your strip down. And put your glue down. Again, do not skimp on your adhesive here. This is not the place to save money on adhesive. Okay. It'll be awfully embarrassing if you give somebody a card and then all of a sudden it's like falls apart on them as they're trying to use it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to place this one about there. Has anybody not ever seen this card before? Like this style of a card? I feel like it's been around for a long time, but I feel like you've either seen it or you haven't. And if it's been a while, was it one you forgot about? Because I know for me, I completely forgot about this one. And I like to bring back things that were around a while ago. Like old crafting techniques, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I haven't done that in a long time. Like you'll see somebody do something, you're like, oh yeah, remember that? We forgot to do that one. Because you just get on to new things, right? Whatever the latest craze happens to be. That's what we tend to do. Okay, so I'm going to line that up with my strip like that, and then I'm going to tuck this back in and under like that. Okay, are you guys still here? I need to put my gold cord on here. So I have this gold cord. It was sitting on my desk. I don't know where it came from, but I'm using it because it's here. It's handy. It matches, and I like it. Although I find gold cord actually does not usually stay tied up, is my... Well, I hope that this entices you to make it, because they're super easy. Super easy. Okay, so now here's my Melon Mambo squares, right? I got those. But I wanted to show you this new stamp set and the dies that go with. So we have these images, and then we have some of these words. And I don't do a lot of Valentine's Day cards, I'll be honest. But it's got this adorable embellishments. The hearts, aren't they cute? And then it's got the coordinating dies. Look at those hearts. And like, look, these all die cut out the images, right? Super cute. So I find it's really hard to find a nice heart die. Sometimes they're just kind of like too narrow or something. Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky. But, okay, I have not put this together. I don't know if it's it's a photopolymers. I don't have to worry about putting anything together. So I'm going to do, this might be challenging because these might be kind of big. I could do a B mine. Do you know what this L reminds me of? Do you know? Can I show you? I'm going to show you there. What does that L remind you of? If you're a fossil like me, you'll know exactly what I'm going at. One of my favorite shows. Does anybody know? Oh, I could have. Actually, you know what? You know what? Absolutely, Belinda. I 110% could have if I actually had gold paper. I tend to not keep my gold paper because I tend to use it. But yes, gold would look amazing. Okay, I'm going to do B mine on the bottom because that's the only one that fits onto the square. So I have to be very careful who I give this to. Okay, so B mine. I love Lucy. Chris, I thought you would know that. I love Lucy. Doesn't it look like the L off I Love Lucy? Look. She's probably like, no. Or even, isn't it the same L off Laverne and Shirley? Like, okay, now I'm really dating myself. But does anybody else see that? Or is that just me? I think they were probably the same creator, so Okay, so because I don't want to get into die cutting and all the things, I'm just going to use a heart, the flower, and then like the leaves or something on this one, just to kind of keep it nice and simple. And I'm using Melon Mambo, which I could use any color, but I like using Melon Mambo. How about we stamp this straight? That would be... I love Lucy. We used to watch that with my dad. All those old shows. Does anybody remember any of those old shows? What were your favorite old shows? We used to... I Love Lucy, The Love Boat, Laverne and Shirley. What's the other ones? There's got to be more out there. Help me. There was lots of those old shows. Sanford and Son. Oh my gosh, that was like one of my favorite shows, Sanford and Son. What else? There's got to be more. I forget them until people start saying them. Ugh, sometimes these are really hard to get off the blocks. Okay, so now this last one. Honeymooners. Oh my gosh, that's exactly. Jackie Gleason was one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh my gosh. See, this is what I mean. These are the things that make me happy. Mary Tyler Moore. Right? These are the things that would make me smile. There was another one. There's a music. Oh, I'm trying to think of what it was. There was a... Oh, isn't it terrible? There's another one. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing there, so let's just do this. There's another one there. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Dick Van Dyke. Welcome Back, Kotter. See, those are great ones. Right? These are all the ones that I like. You look back on TV now and you're thinking, gosh, we need better TV. Right? We don't have good things like that anymore. Then as I got older, we watched Three's Company. Obviously the Brady Bunch, all those things, but right? Yeah, these are the things that, you know, you get thinking about things and you get talking to people. I work with a girl that I grew up with, actually. We took dance together our whole lives. And we'll sit there and reminisce about things, and it's, you know, things that you forget about till somebody else brings it up, and then you just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh yeah, like you just, I don't know, your brain just kind of forgets about these things. But there is, there's a show that I used to watch with my dad every Sunday night, and I can't even think of, it was like a, is it a singing show? I can't remember. Anyway, I kind of remember it like a dream almost, right? And yeah, those were the really, really great memories. We were talking about Christmas too, and I remember like as a kid growing up, eating mandarin oranges at Christmas, which I still buy today, but they have to be the ones in the case, the wooden crates that come, right? And sometimes those would actually have seeds in them. So we would sit by the Christmas tree and we would put the oranges up to the Christmas lights to see if they actually... Bewitched! Oh my God, that's a great one! To see if they actually had seeds in them. It's like the silliest things that you remember, right? Yeah. It's so funny. Oh, do you know what I almost did? Did you see what I almost did? This is why. Bewitched. Oh my gosh, that's a really great one. I used to say it to my kids about like cartoons too, like Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, you know, like kids don't have those great cartoons anymore. Okay. This was a little bit more challenging to see where the score lines are. Okay. Bewitched. I love that one. Oh my gosh. Jackie Gleason. Oh my gosh, that was like one of my favorites. I Love Lucy. Okay. Okay. So now you want to be really careful where you put, see how this one and this one? You want to make sure, this one's, I got the glue too close, I think. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. It just wasn't bending. Okay. Pretty. Red Skeleton. See, you guys have got them all. Okay. Now, one more. One more. You bear with me. This is really pretty. I think you want to see this one. Okay. I'm using Lost Lagoon for this one. Okay. Good old Lost Lagoon. One of my favorite colors. So this one, let's look. Look at this paper. See this paper? Have you seen it? So there is a really super adorable suite coming with the bunnies. They remind me of, oh my gosh, like Peter Rabbit. I was like, oh boy. Shirley Temple movies. Oh, that is so funny. Shirley Temple. I love Shirley Temple. That's so funny. And so this is part of that paper pack. So it's got the foxes and it's got bunnies and it's really adorable. But this side of the paper, I loved. So I'm going to use this one. Okay. So my books are here. And so I know I told you I would get you guys a sign-up sheet, which I plan on still doing. I did not order a lot of books this time. I feel like I always end up with extras because people say they want them and then they never pick them up or whatever. So I literally did not order a lot this time around. I think I only ordered like two packages, maybe not even. I think maybe it was only one. Maya put the stickers on for me. So, and it's a celebration book. So, but this paper pack is so stinking cute. This whole suite actually is really cute, and I love Peter Rabbit. Like the look of Peter Rabbit. So, but I love this color combination. Yes, Beatrix Potter. Beatrix Potter. Exactly, Bev. Thank you. I wanted to say Peter Rabbit, but that's not what I meant to say. Well, I guess Peter Rabbit too, right? Okay, I just put this one on. I just put this one on wrong. Now, I thought about actually using the stamp set for this card, but it actually requires to all be colored. And therefore, I didn't want to get into doing a lot of coloring because I figured this would be the last card. I would be tired. You would be tired. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to actually use butterflies on this one. Oh, am I missing a piece or is it the operator? Oh, no, there's 4 there. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So I'm going to use this one. Beautiful Butterflies. It is a new one coming. I really like it. Is this the one I said I was going to use for this one? I think so. I don't see another one here. And it has coordinating dies that are so beautiful. So I'm going to use the 2 butterflies, similar to what I used on the first card. So is this going to be the same colors, kind of-ish? Yes. But I want to show you how different it can be with just different stamps, different paper. I don't know why my Lost Lagoon is not inking up nicely for me tonight. That's weird. I don't know what's going on there. It's a little bit bizarre. Okay, I'm going to do another one with this big butterfly. Okay. And I know everybody says, oh, we have so many butterflies. Yeah, we do. But this one's super, super, super pretty. And I love the fact it has coordinating dies. And I love the font in it. So I'm going to use that one there. Okay. And I don't, no, it's not going to fit. I think for this one I said I had to use the hello, which is okay. I like sending hello cards, and I hear the postal strike is ending tomorrow. So I don't know how you feel about putting your letters in the mail already. I don't know. Kind of want to give them some time to get caught up. What do you think about that? How many of you guys are going to be actually mailing your letters now the postal strike is over? Or supposedly over? I'm curious. We were having this conversation at work today. And I said I'm a little hesitant to put things in the mail still because they're going to be so backlogged that I'm worried we may end up getting like checks and stuff that have to go. I'm worried they may still get backlogged. Oh, they are saying that, eh? Okay. Yeah, I would imagine. You think they've been... How long were they on strike? Does anybody know? I kind of lost track of time. I feel like it was like a month, but was it longer? For me, I feel like it's just been forever. Oh, which reminds me. I just said that. A couple things I had to... Yeah, I would imagine probably at least a week, but you know, to Lynn's point, I think waiting till after Christmas. You know what? If people get a Christmas card in the mail, they might just be happy. It's January. Fantastic. A month for sure. They have a warehouse full of mail that needs to go first. Oh yeah, that's understandable. Right? Plus all the parcels. I'm sure they probably have like express post stuff that has to go first. Would be my guess, right? I know I'm waiting for a couple things and I actually completely forgot about them until I was like, oh yeah, I never received that parcel. And I was like, oh yeah, I think that got sent out before the strike. So I would imagine they're going to be pretty busy for a while. Yeah, we have some checks that need to be mailed out to our vendors, and I was like, can we just courier those? But it seems kind of silly to pay that money when you know you can mail it. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Makes me nervous. Okay, I'm going to actually use this wild wheat piece. And the reason I'm using wild wheat is because this piece of the scrolly part in this paper is actually wild wheat, believe it or not. For all my wild wheat lovers, Lynn. It's okay in small doses. Lynn's starting to warm up to this wild wheat color. So that's good. I feel like wild wheat has its place. It's not everywhere, but there's a place for it. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's do hello right there. My glue has said it's time for a holiday. Okay. So there. And then we'll do one butterfly here. Then I'll do the smaller butterflies. I'm going to close these up because I don't think we need those anymore. Plus, they're still deciding how they're going to work. It could be work to rule. Ooh. Ew. Well, that could be a problem. I actually met a lady, I think I told you guys this last week, whose daughter is getting married in February. And she has to send out her wedding invitations to the wedding because I need the RSVPs back. And she said they're all ready to go, have the stamps on them and everything, and she couldn't put them in the mail. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I said, well, could you call or email the guests? And she said, well, we don't have emails and phone numbers for everybody, which I thought was kind of funny because I'm like, how do you not, if they're being invited to your wedding? How would you normally contact these people? But anyway, nonetheless. So yeah, I was like, oh, that would be awful. So I get there's some critical reasons for the mail for sure. Tear and tape. We love tear and tape. Tear and tape's one of those glues that you always have to have in your stash. I always have 2 rolls on the go at all times. Minimum. There you go. Okay. So, I actually think I like this one a lot better than the yellow one, to be quite honest. Even though I'm using the same butterfly twice. Right? Okay, now we have to vote. Now we have to vote. So we got 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'll put that over there because we don't need that. Okay. On your mark. Get set. Vote. I know it takes a second for it to catch up. Did everybody get the measurements as well? I'm just waiting for the votes to start coming in. I'm just cleaning off my desk. Well, I'm not cleaning off my desk. Let's be real. Holy smokes, all of a sudden there's nothing, and then all of a sudden there's everything there. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, 1, 2, 4, and 3. So 1, 2, 4, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 2, 1, 4, 3. 4, 3, 2, or 4, 3, 1, and 2. 4, 3, 1, and 2. Oh, that's a good point, Lynn. I never even thought of that. That's a very good point. 4, 2, 3, 1. Kathy says she loves them all. Aw, thanks, Kathy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4, 3. Oh, 1, 4, 3, 2. 4, 4, 4, 4. I love the butterflies. I do too. I do too. And honestly, like, look at the difference here, right? Like, these two are the exact same card, but look at the difference when you change the paper, right? This paper's nice, but I would actually probably emboss it or something. It's just too plain Jane. Oh, here, let me show you the embossing folder. Okay, I actually blended this one, but look at the embossing folder that coordinates with that die. And it's one of those hybrids, so you can cut and emboss at the same time. Cool? Yes. So this will be in the book. So if you love the butterflies, this is in the book for you. Okay. Thanks, Joanne. Yes, I love this idea too. So go ahead and make it for somebody super, super special. And then they know, like, as soon as they see this ribbon, they know to pull, right? So They're like, what does that do? And then you still have your whole inside to do your messaging, which I didn't get into that tonight. I just want to show you this and show you how super simple it is. So in an hour, we put together 4, right? So, and honestly, I'm not a Valentine's Day person, but this one's super cute too. Isn't this fun? Like, don't you just want to like slide this along? So yeah, and just be careful if you're die cutting your animals like this, like his little antlers are going to get, I may have to snip them off and leave him with no antlers, but super cute, right? All right. Well, thank you so much. I know, Chris, trust me, who has time these days? I hear you, because I feel like that is definitely my life these days. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining. I hope you enjoyed those cards. I don't know if we'll be back next week. What's the date next week? I don't even know. Oh, the 23rd. I likely will not be going live next week, but I will confirm. That's pretty darn close to Christmas. So I think everybody else is going to have lots of things to do on the 23rd besides come and visit me here for a video. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a great week. And if I don't speak to you before the holidays, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, stay safe, and enjoy your time with your loved ones. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend. See ya.